Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I'm going to be doing another Did They Stay or Did They Go video where I update you guys on a previous haul on my channel and I let you guys know if I still have these fragrances, if I decluttered them, and what my thoughts are on the fragrances. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Amy. I do videos on all things girly and especially videos on smelling good. So if you like that type of content, don't forget to subscribe before you leave today's video. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here with me today and I appreciate all of the support so much. With that said, let's get right into today's video. Alright guys, so I haven't done a Did They Stay or Did They Go video in a little bit and I'm trying to catch up with all of the hauls that I had on my channel. So today's Did They Stay or Did They Go is going to be a little bit on the summer side. So if you're still holding on to summer, if you're still enjoying your hot weather fragrances, these were part of a summer haul. So I am going to be including the original video here on the screen as well as a link so that you guys can check that video out if you would like. It shows my initial reactions to the fragrances, my first impressions. I used to do so much blind buying, so that's why I did have so many hauls on my channel. So today we're just going to talk about the fragrances and I'll let you guys know if I'm still in love with them, if I decluttered them, and what my thoughts are, because usually a year later it's really good to do updates because now I can really give you detailed reviews and just let you know everything about the fragrances. So let's get started. So the first fragrance that I featured in that haul is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Sun. If you guys watch my channel a lot, then you know that this is one of my favorite fragrances for summertime. And it is pretty much the only Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue that I enjoy. It does have coconut in it. I believe there's apple in here as well. It's a very refreshing fragrance for summertime. It just makes me think of the beach. It makes me think of the pool. It makes me think of sunny days, being in your bathing suit, just being in water all day or being around water all day. I did take this with me to a beach house that we stayed in last year around May, and my memories are pretty much attached to that beach house. Now, what I love about this fragrance is that they combined lemon and coconut in the opening, and you just get the most juiciest, refreshing scent for summertime. I love it so much. This is not going to be a beast mode. This is not super long lasting. This is just a fragrance to pop on when it's really hot outside. You want something refreshing. You want something that's easygoing for the beach. So good. I love it. I love this one so much better than the original Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. I find it to be flirty. I find it to be playful, sporty, something that you can wear while you're having fun in the sun. Very casual. You can also wear this every day for casual running errands, t-shirt and jeans. It's just a really nice fragrance, and it is beautiful for very hot, humid weather because it doesn't make you feel sticky. It doesn't make you feel like you're wearing too much or your fragrance is too heavy. It is perfect for summertime. So this is one of my top picks for summertime. It's still in my collection. I love it so much. And I love to pair this with like a coconut and lime type of body cream, especially the one from Bath and Body Works. It goes beautiful with this, and it is just a perfect summertime fragrance. Up next, we have a white floral fragrance with mango thrown in there. It is one of my favorite mango fragrances, and this is another Dolce & Gabbana fragrance, and this is Dolce & Gabbana Shine. So the bottle is just beautiful. It makes you think of summertime. Really beautiful, bright yellow bottle. I think it's just so beautiful. And I like this fragrance so much because even though there's a lot of mango in this fragrance, I feel like they balanced out the florals in a way where you can enjoy the mango, but you still have like that feminine, very pretty touch of florals in there. And it's not just straight up mango, because I do like fruity fragrances, but I do like my fragrances to have a little bit of something else in there. I don't like for it to just be like straight up fruit. I like for it to have a little bit of musk, a little bit of florals, and just make it a little bit more feminine and just very girly. In the opening, you do get that blast of mango. It makes you think of like the sun. Shine is a perfect name for this fragrance because it's just very bright. It's very energetic. It's just a very bright fragrance. And even though you do have florals in there, it's just mixed so well with the mango. Now, I cannot go too heavy-handed with this fragrance because then the white florals begin to get a little bit too sharp. So I do keep it a little bit on the lighter hand side with this fragrance. But as you can see, I do have a pretty nice dent going on in this one. I didn't wear it as much this summer. I remember I wore it way more last summer, but I can still definitely get use out of this because this is great if you live somewhere like I do in Puerto Rico where pretty much all year long you have warm weather. This is perfect because you do have that little bit of a touch of that mango, but then you still have those white florals in there to make it very pretty and very girly, very feminine fragrance. This fragrance doesn't only have mango in the opening, you're also going to get grapefruit and quince. So you do get like a very citrusy blast in the opening. And then for the florals, there's tuberose in here, there's jasmine, there's orange blossom, but I don't really pick up too much on the orange blossom. I do pick up more on the jasmine and the tuberose. And then the woods and the musk in the dry down give it that perfect touch that I just love because it just wraps it all up, makes it a very smooth fragrance, and I really enjoy this one. So if you're looking for a mango fragrance, this is definitely one to add to your collection. So next up we have another Dolce & Gabbana fragrance, and this is L'Imperatrice, which I have spoke a lot about on this channel. This fragrance was not a favorite when I first got it. I was kind of like going back and forth with it because I believe it's rhubarb that's in here. Yeah, there's rhubarb, there's pink pepper in the opening, and kiwi. So you get like a very tart, almost sour opening, and you guys know how I feel about sour fragrances. They're not really my thing. But this one, just the more you use it, the more you start to crave this fragrance. And the tartness in here is done so beautiful. I don't have any other fragrance that is tart that smells like this. This just makes your mouth water. It's so juicy. It's so refreshing. And then the fruits, even though it is like a watery type of fragrance, the fruits are still very noticeable in here. And there is also watermelon in here. You have cyclamen, jasmine, lemon tree, musk, and sandalwood. And it is just so beautiful, perfect for hot weather. I love this for spring. I love it for summertime. And I also love the bottle. I think that it is just so beautiful. It's very minimalistic, but then it's still just so beautiful to have it sitting on your perfume tray. I just love everything about this fragrance. I do have a video where I let you guys know about the difference between if your bottle has a 3 on it or it doesn't, and from my experience they're the same. There is one that was a limited edition, which I'm very curious about. That one had strawberry in it, I believe, and I think it's a little bit harder to get your hands on that one, but I would love to know if any of you guys have the limited edition one and your thoughts on it. But this is just a perfect juicy, tart, fruity, watery fragrance for summertime. This is beautiful to just wear with like a summer dress. Maybe you're wearing a summer dress with like a really nice hat, your hair's loose, and you just throw this on. It's so beautiful for summertime. Super girly, super fun. And if you are having trouble with it, like if you tried it and you're not a fan of it, give it a few more tries, because this is definitely one of those that will grow on you. At the beginning, I was just like, ooh, this smells kind of like rotten fruits or something, or like sour fruits. But then the more I started wearing it, I just started to fall in love, and I really love L'Imperatrice. Next up is a fragrance that I am just so annoyed that it has been discontinued, because it is one of the best ones that I have found from KKW fragrances, and this is Body 2. So here is the bottle, and this unfortunately is no longer available. But this to me is like a dupe or like a very similar fragrance to Tom Ford Soleil Blanc. It is just the perfect white floral mixed with a little bit of coconut and just a little bit beachy. It's such a beautiful fragrance, and I actually think I prefer this one better. If you want a summer scent that still has a little bit of like a beachy vibe to it, but you want it to still be elevated, you still want want to feel like sophisticated with it on, this is just so beautiful. And I don't want to talk too much about it because it's just, it sucks that they don't have it anymore. So, you know, I wish that I can give you guys a link for you guys to shop for it, because it is truly a beautiful coconut white floral fragrance. So that is KKW By Two. The next fragrance I'm going to be talking about is from Narciso Rodriguez, and I did declutter this fragrance recently. I did include this fragrance in a few of my favorites videos, and I think that the fragrance is still nice. And the fragrance that I am talking about is Narciso Rodriguez Ambre. And I did notice that Narciso Rodriguez fragrances are just not really for me. I haven't really found the one that I can say I love it and it's a favorite. I think Ambre was the closest that I can get to that, because I did enjoy it while I wore it. But then the last few times that I tried to pick it up, I did start to notice more of like a powdery type of vibe to it, and I wasn't really enjoying it that much as in the beginning. It does have very nice tropical flowers. There's frangipani in there, ylang ylang, there's white flowers. That is the opening of the fragrance. And then you have musk and amber in the mid, which I am not the biggest fan of amber. It can work for me sometimes, and sometimes it can give me a little bit of trouble. And then the base notes are cashmere and vanilla and cedar. Now, I did get like a very tropical, powdery, almost like buttery type of feel to the fragrance. I still think it's a beautiful fragrance. I just wasn't reaching for it as much as I would like. So I did end up decluttering that one. I did find it to be a creamy fragrance, but since it did start to get super powdery on me, that was the only thing that turned me off a little bit about the fragrance. But scent wise, it's really beautiful. And the performance, I would say, was moderate. The longevity on it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best either. It wasn't really like a beast mode type of fragrance or anything like that. It was more kind of like a really pretty summer florals type of fragrance, something that you can wear when you're wearing a summer dress or even jeans and a really nice top. It will go really nice with that as well, but it just didn't really feel like me. So I did end up getting rid of Narciso Rodriguez Ambre. Up next in this haul, we have Nest Sunkissed Hibiscus. Now this is a love for me. It's definitely a fragrance that I would recommend if you're looking for, again, a just warm summer scent. I feel like this one just makes me think of the sunset, being somewhere close to the beach, maybe going somewhere for dinner where the beach is like nearby. It is definitely a beautiful fragrance, and it has coconut. There's florals in here, but then there's also something that gives it like this warmth and almost like a sexiness, but perfect for summertime. Oh, it's so good. It's so, so good. This is beautiful. It has coconut, it has frangipani, tuberose, gardenia, which I let you guys know in my gardenia video that I don't really pick up gardenia in this fragrance, orange blossom, and amber. So in this fragrance, the amber does work for me. It's beautiful. It's probably what gives it a little bit of that warmth to the fragrance, because there's definitely something that just makes me feel just warm and just, it's beautiful. So you are going to be getting that coconut. The coconut to me, it's not screechy. It's not super like suntan lotion or anything like that. It just gives it this beautiful creamy vibe to the fragrance, along with those florals. So the coconut just makes the florals a little bit more creamy, more soft, and then the base of the amber just gives it that warmth. This one is definitely a favorite for summertime. I definitely recommend it if you're looking for a beautiful coconut fragrance that's not too out there, it's not too much coconut. Definitely give this one a try. It is so beautiful, and I love Sunkissed Hibiscus. Next up, we have Nina Ricci's Chant d'Extase, which I loved when I first got it, but then a few months after, when I started to try and wear it, it really just started to kind of bother me a little bit. It has very unique notes. So there is raspberry in there, there's ginger, lemon, pink pepper. So it opens up very sweet. The raspberry is super noticeable, but then you also have a kick of that ginger in there. So it did make it very unique. I do love ginger in a lot of fragrances, but I feel like this one is the type of fragrance where you love it, but then you can get tired of it pretty quickly. The C notes definitely gives it like this marine vibe to it, but then it's like a roller coaster with this fragrance. When you get to the base notes, then you have caramel, vanilla, musk, and ambergris. So the caramel becomes very thick, very sweet. If you like those fragrances that kind of take you like on a ride where the opening is very different from the dry down, then you would probably really enjoy this fragrance. Now, I'm not sure if this fragrance was discontinued, but I think that you can still find it at discount websites. For example, I got mine from Fragrance Net, so I'm not sure if they still have it. I will include links in the description box for the fragrances that I do find. But this one, it was nice, and I do like the way that the fragrance changed and you got to experience different notes. But at the end of the day, it just didn't feel like something that I was going to be reaching for a lot. It was something that I would pick up maybe like once every few months, and it was just not getting a lot of use. So I did declutter that one, but I don't find it bad or like bad smelling or anything like that. I just don't feel like I was going to give it a lot of use, so I did declutter that one. Now up next, I do have some Giorgio Armani fragrances. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Skye di Joya, which is the one with the pink cap, and I'm going to be putting pictures of the bottles that I don't currently have anymore. So I did declutter this fragrance. I did make a decent dent in it before I decided to get rid of it. So it's not a fragrance that I hated or anything like that, but I did feel like I had a few fragrances in my collection that kind of had like that tart rose type of DNA, and I have come to notice that that's just not my favorite type of fragrance. So I did end up keeping maybe 1 or 2 fragrances with that type of DNA. The rest I got rid of. So this was one of those that I got rid of, and this fragrance is very fruity. You do have lychee at the top, which lychee and me, we have problems. Lychee just loves to try me. Almost every single time that I try a fragrance with lychee, I end up kind of like, oh yeah, this is kind of nice. And then like a month or 2 later, I'm sick of it. I don't like the way it makes me feel. It makes fragrances almost sour on my skin, and it just doesn't give me like that pretty girl vibe. It gives me like just sour and screechy, and I don't enjoy it. So that's the only thing about this fragrance that I didn't enjoy, because the notes in here are beautiful. You have lychee and pear, which I love pear in fragrances. Then you have peony, you have rose, which I'm okay with as well. I'm a little picky with rose fragrances, but when they're done in like a sweet way with fruits, I usually love them. But this one, it was just all about that lychee just bothering me. And then the base notes are blackberry, white musk, and cedar. So I do find it to be like a girly fragrance, but if that lychee doesn't turn sour on your skin, then you would probably enjoy it. If you have that problem like I do, where lychee just comes off a little bit sour, you're probably gonna end up getting tired of that one. It's probably going to bother you a little bit. That's kind of what happened with me. So that is Skye di Joya. And then the last fragrance for this haul is Light di Joya from Giorgio Armani. And this one is super white floral. So that is the reason why I don't even think it lasted like a month in my collection, because I got rid of it pretty quickly. I tried to like it because there is something about it that's very, very pretty, but those white florals definitely ended up bothering me. There is bergamot in the opening, which I absolutely love bergamot. And then the middle notes are gardenia and jasmine. That is where the fragrance kind of like lost me, because gardenia is very difficult for me to enjoy. I do have a few fragrances with gardenia that I absolutely love, but if gardenia is like the star of the fragrance and it's very loud, I'm not going to enjoy it. And then the base notes are white musk and woodsy notes. So when it does dry down, the woodsy notes does save the fragrance a little bit for me, and that is kind of like why I was enjoying it. But at the end of the day, the gardenia just bothers me too much, so I didn't enjoy that one. It felt a little sharp, it felt super floral, and I just felt like it wasn't smooth enough for me. It wasn't blended nicely for me. So I did end up decluttering Light di Joya from Giorgio Armani. All right guys, so that is going to be it for today's Did They Stay or Did They Go? I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you own any of these fragrances or the ones that I decluttered and how you feel about them. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.